Hi everyone, here we have a fairly basic GRE question, and the reason it's basic is because we just have to kind of remember our exponent rules and our fraction rules. So let's read the question quickly and talk about the best way to approach it. So if x equals 10 to the power of negative 1, what is the value of this mess here? X plus 1 over x times 1 over x. So a few things going on, but the first thing I would recognize is that we don't generally like to deal with negative exponents, especially when it's not a variable up there, it's just a number. So we can change that to make it a positive exponent and something we can actually deal with. So when I say x equals 10 to the negative 1, if we remember our exponent rules, this is like 10 over 1. We don't usually write that to the negative 1. And whenever we want to make a negative exponent positive, we just flip the base. So 10 over 1 is the base. If we flip that, the exponent becomes positive. So this is the same as 1 over 10 to the positive 1, which is just 1 over 10. Anything to the power of 1, we don't even have to write the power of 1. So 10 to the negative 1, you can think of that, you can flip it, it's just 1 over 10. And that's going to help us because it's going to clean up this expression with x in it. So now, if we want that first bracket, x plus 1 over x, well, the first bit is just x, so that's going to be 1 over 10, because we just set up here that x is 1 over 10. Now 1 over x, so we can say plus 1 over 1 over 10. Now this looks a little messier than it has to. Another good thing to remember about fractions is that when you do 1 over any fraction, it flips the fraction. So, for example, if we did 1 over 3 over 2, this is just equal to 2 over 3. 1 over negative 8 over 3 equals negative 3 over 8. So you just flip a fraction, and then it gets rid of that fraction within the fraction. So we can say that this, again, just this bracket is 1 over 10 plus 10. Okay, that's not too bad. We also know that that second bracket we have to deal with is 1 over x, which we just said is 1 over 10, which is 10. So our whole expression, I'm just going to erase this green quickly. So our entire expression, x plus 1 over x times 1 over x, is equal to 1 over 10 plus 10 in a bracket times 10. Now we can do this a couple different ways. I would recommend just multiplying the 10 in. So we have one bracket times another bracket. If we use the distributive proper, we can say, okay, 10 times this and 10 times this, and then add those two together. That's probably the easiest, because if we recognize that 1 over 10 times 10, that just equals 1, because it's 10 over 10. So this is going to equal 1 plus 10 times 10 is 100. So the final answer is 101. I would say that's the easiest way of doing it. Some people would simplify this bracket here into fraction, and normally I would say that's a good play, but the fact that we're multiplying the two brackets and the numerator, so this 10 is the same as the denominator here, we know that 10 times 1/10 is just going to be 1. So it's an easy sort of cancellation. Same thing would be if you ever multiply like 9 times 2 over 9, let's say. You don't have to multiply it out. You can just say, okay, I have a 9 on top, a 9 on bottom, and this just equals 2. So the exact same thing happened here when we multiplied this 10 to 1 over 10. Don't forget the distributive property that we have to multiply it to both terms. So we get 1 plus 100 equals 101. And this would be the answer you would fill into the box on the GRE. So hopefully this is helpful. It should be a good reminder of negative exponents. You flip the base and make it a positive exponent. And then fractions, 1 over a fraction just makes the fraction flip. So 1 over 1/10 just became 10 over 1, or 10. hopefully this is helpful. You can always email us with more questions, info@arnoldtutoring.com. Thanks so much.